Hello everyone, and welcome back to the series where I check out the world's weirdest guitars. Today, I'll be demoing, reviewing, and investigating all the strange uses of this petite little high-pitched soprano squeaker of a six-string. But before we get into it, a quick reminder that today is the last day of the back-to-school sale going on over my course platform, samuraiguitarist.com, since everyone at this point is either back to school or they're not. I don't really know. What I do know is that if you're a guitarist looking to learn music theory from the ground up to more advanced concepts, this is for you. My courses are professionally animated in a way that makes the tough stuff easy to understand, and there are interactive elements like quizzes, lists of things to work on, and documentation. Today is the last day you can get both my courses for the normal price of one when you use promo code BACKTOSCHOOL20 on the two-course bundle. You can find that over www.samuraiguitartheory.com. I'll also put up links in the description. Anyways, let's get to it. Today's weird guitar is the Gold Tone F6 Mando guitar. 50% mandolin, 50% guitar, 100% good times. This little guy is tuned an octave higher than a normal guitar, putting it in the soprano range. It would be as if you put a capo on the 12th fret of a typical guitar. I've never played anything quite like this, so to start things off, I figure it's best to dim the lights, give her a little whirl, and see how she goes. Okay, here I have my Mandotar, and I've also pulled out my mandolin for a little compare and contrast between these two similar instruments. The mandolin is a smaller bodied instrument with 4 sets of double strings, each set tuned to the same pitch, G, D, A, E, whereas the Mandotar, slightly bigger and 6 strings tuned E, A, D, G, B, E, an octave higher than a typical guitar, putting both these instruments in a similar range. The modern mandolin has a long, rich history dating back to Italy in the 1700s. There is some debate as to how this instrument evolved into what it is now, but it's likely that luthiers were inspired by smaller stringed instruments like the guitar buttente and mandola to come up with a hybrid instrument that we now know as the mandolin. And if you really wanted to dive into the roots, the mandolin is a descendant of the ancient lute, the earliest examples of which come from Mesopotamia over 5,000 years ago. Now, based on my research, the history of the Mandotar isn't quite as impressive. As far as I can tell, they started making an appearance in the world around the year 2012. I'm thinking a guy at Gold Tone said to someone else, hey, it would be cool to mix a mandolin with a guitar, to which the other guy responded, yeah, that would be a cool idea. Let's do it. And now they exist. It stands out as a fitting guitar for this series to me because while I've seen bass guitars, baritone guitars, guitars, even tenor guitars, I have never come across a soprano guitar. I don't know exactly why this is, but I personally really enjoy playing this thing. Having an instrument in a different range gets you thinking in new ways and offers a bit of a break to the ear. On top of that, there are many uses one can find with a soprano guitar. Why don't we discuss them? First of all, if you double an acoustic guitar part with the Mandotar, you get something that kind of sounds like a 12 string, but not really. Check it out. Another fun thing you can do with this is fake your way through mandolin parts in a bluegrass ensemble, which is great because guitar players are a dime a dozen, whereas I've only ever known one mandolin player, and he wasn't even all that good. Here's how that would sound. If that's not all that important to you, you can use the piezo pickup to plug into a Korg Miku pedal to see if the extremely high notes glitch it out. Let me tell you, we're just getting started here. Since it's tuned up an octave, you can play famous copywritten guitar riffs without having any issues with the YouTube copyright ID system. Let me show you. Or how about this? Since the neck is significantly more condensed, you can now play chords that your somewhat small, little useless fingers would never be able to stretch to on a normal guitar. This guitar would also make a great travel companion, but let's be honest, nobody's doing a whole lot of that anytime soon. However, there are still 3 more fun things that one can do with a soprano guitar. One of those things is digitally dropping the pitch down an octave to see if it sounds like a normal 6-string. Okay, that didn't sound great, but using that same pedal, I can also put it up an octave to see if that will make my neighbor's dog bark. It did not, but that's because I don't think my neighbors are home, and even if they were, they don't have a dog. I'm sorry for lying. And the last strange usage that I can think of for this thing is to use it to replace a ukulele in one of those annoyingly cute and quirky stock audio songs that appears in some f***ing nail polish selling pyramid scheme video that your ex-girlfriend and her mother always share on Facebook. But yeah, if that's your thing, check it out. And that brings me to the part of the video where I give you my review. I really like this guitar for what it is. It's a nice break from my normal guitars that offers a very different sound without having to totally reconceptualize the instrument. I don't see myself playing it every day, but it's great as something you grab now and then. Goldtone's website has the price listed at $579, and they also offer a cheaper A-style body for $129 less. I would say that's fair value for a Chinese-made guitar at that cost. You aren't getting a boutique handcrafted work of art, but it plays well, it feels nice, and for a guitar that I casually pick at, that's really all I need. It also comes with a case that I suspect would fit in the overhead container in an airplane. If I ever set foot on an airplane again, I would consider bringing this. My only small complaint is that if you try to play it on your lap, it's pretty cumbersome, but I mean, I think that's just kind of par for the course for F-style bodies. I use a strap and it's all good. Overall, I would say that this brings me joy, and maybe one day when Sammy G Jr. is a little bit older, he'll be able to use his tiny little fingers to play this before he graduates to a full-size guitar, or maybe he'll have no interest in music at all. Who really knows? He's only 5 months old. To wrap up these videos, I like to incorporate these weird guitars into a setting that I think best suits them. So here is a Eagles-inspired country rock thing with the Goldtone F6 mandolin guitar. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. If you happen to come across a guitar that you think would fit in this series, please feel free to let me know on Twitter, Instagram, wherever. I'm always looking for more of the world's weirdest guitars. And don't forget, today is the last day that you can get both my courses for the normal price of one. I'm the biggest believer in the power of learning music theory. It gives you the tools and freedom to recreate the music you hear in your head without having to spend time guessing which notes might work. In my courses, I teach the system that I use every time I sit down to play my instrument. Use promo code BACKTOSCHOOL20 on the 2-course bundle over at samuraiguitartheory.com for your last chance to get that 2-for-1 deal. Thank you all for watching. If you want to get caught up in this series, hit that link up there. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for a wide range of musical content. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a comment or hitting that like button. Until next time, I'm Samurai Guitarist. Thank you all again, and I'll see you soon.